Launching rockets for the spots to claim. In the name of honor, such an empty word, especially around this common ground that we call the earth.
Well, hello there. This is some interesting ass interview shit that I've been doing now. My name is Halfwit, your host, and I would like to present to you today young Einztien from Ventura County. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You're really freaking me the fuck out right now.
He's very freaked out right now. I find this beautiful. All right, so tell me, how'd you get your name?
Well, originally, my name was Wings. When I started back, I probably gave myself that name when I was like 13 or 14. And then I was trying to find reason in Wings. You know what I mean? I had no idea why I chose the name in the first place. And I was like, hey, what is the real reason behind Wings? And I ended up using a Z at the end, which is kind of the reason why I have a Z in my name right now. So I kind of changed it up a little bit to kind of make myself a little bit, I guess, obscure. You know what I mean? It's out of like the ordinary. But I really could find no reason to call myself Wings. And then I realized that since I was a little kid, everybody's always been saying, "Hey, Einstein! Hey, Einstein!" Like just because I've always been a little bit ahead of the group as far as like school and as far as intelligence. I don't think that's true, but a lot of people thought that. So one day when I was around, I was probably like 15 or 16. I had the name Wings for probably maybe a year, maybe 2 years. And I wanted to really start getting serious with my music. I was really starting to find myself. I was really starting to focus on what I wanted to. And I fucking decided Einstein, because people always call me Einstein. I want to be young for a long time, at least mentally, so I decided young. And then now I've added the name Hans on there because Albert Einstein had a son. His first son was named Hans Einstein, and so I see myself as kind of like it's kind of like the first son. You know what I mean? Like kind of like finally maturing.
Yes.
To where I become Hans and not young Einstein, since I'm starting to get a little old.
Yes. Okay, that's great. Now tell us, what was your first show like?
Oh my God. Fuck, did we really got it? Okay.
Yes, we have to.
God damn it. Okay, so my first show was at the lab. And this is when the lab was in Oxnard. I really don't know if anybody out there remembers a time when the lab was in Oxnard.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The lab was located in Oxnard on Ventura Boulevard.
Okay.
If not Vineyard, it's one of those. But basically, the street through El Rio that leads up to like Walnut and all those streets. I'm totally blanking out on that.
I know that area though.
Yeah. So it was off of there. It was right across from actually what's now a smoke shop. And I was probably, how old was I? I was like 13, 14, maybe 15 years old. I don't even think I was 15. And my dad drove me to this thing because it was an open mic night. I had always wanted to try to perform, and I thought tonight would be a good night. And so the venue was awesome. The lab the setup that they had at the lab in Oxnard was really, really nice. But it was raw. It was hardcore, old school. If you weren't good, they kicked you off the stage. So I sucked. I fucking got up there, choked more than once, stammered through most of my lines, and sucked total balls. And they ended up throwing me off stage, and I didn't want to stay there anymore because who the fuck would after you just got thrown off stage and it's your first performance and you're super young and a crowd full of adults and
absolutely
and so I just remember hanging out outside and my father just explained to me the reason why like I had to leave and the reason why and just being up front with me like, son, your music makes no sense. I was rapping about money, I was rapping about jewels and all that stuff. I was trying to be cool. And he was like, son, your music makes no sense. And you can tell that even you believe that it makes no sense. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he said, but in the moment, that's what I kind of heard it as. I'm sure he used other words like, "Oh, son, that's not you," blah blah blah, so this stuff. But then that reminded me of a time when I was speaking to my cousin Joey. And this was probably back when I'd first started rapping. I was probably 13 years old at this time, and I was rapping some of my lyrics to him, and he was like, "Dude, that's fake. That's fake. It's not real. That sucks." He straight up told me, "That sucks, man. That's not you. I mean, like, eventually you could make it you, but that's not you." And then I just remember him saying something along the lines like, "If you want to rap, you should rap about what you want to rap about, not about what everybody else is rapping about. You should be you." And so that translates into that moment where my father said all this to me, and then it kind of snapped. And then I remember walking back into the venue, not saying a word, just watching everybody else and learning and really thinking about who do I want to become as an artist and if I really want to.
How far do you think you have come since then?
Holy shit, I've come miles, if not, what's the nautical term? Fathoms. Leagues. There you go. I've come leagues.
Wait, is it leagues down though?
Yeah, but it's in a good way. Good way, because like life, along with the sea, you have to go really deep down into it to find some really interesting, cool shit that nobody's ever seen before. So I totally forgot your question. What the hell did you ask me?
How far have you come since then? And I believe you answered it. All right. My question is what is your opinion of the underground scene in Ventura County?
Oh, shit. Okay. I really don't want to hurt anybody's feelings out there. I am really a person all about respect and love, and I respect all artists, and I love all artists in the Ventura County. It's falling behind. It is straight up falling behind. I know that everybody wants to rap about what they want to rap about, but if they're gonna do it, they need to do it with some charisma and pizzazz. They need to really put their heart into it, and you really don't see that a lot in the local acts here. Last night's show, though, at the Music Factory, that really did change my perspective on local acts and on local art around here, because, man, it was live. Everybody was live as fuck. Everybody was putting in the energy, the heart. Everybody gave 110%. There wasn't anything less. But that's the thing, is that you don't see that at most shows locally, and that's the shame, because let's face it, rock shows around here do good.
Yes.
Rock shows around here do actually very good.
Yes, they do.
House shows, not around Ventura, but up in Ojai and in that area, they still do good. House shows here and like electronic music shows do good. When do hip-hop shows ever really do good?
The ones that I've been to, rarely, except for the ones at Majestic Theater are nice. But.
Exactly, but that's at a theater.
Yes.
That's at a fucking
Absolutely.
theater. And they have high expectations there, you know what I mean? Like they've had a lot of good acts through there. But that's the thing, is that especially with Ventura County, and I hate to say it, you don't find that. You don't find that live. You don't find that enthusiasm. You don't find the audience really feeling hip hop as much. And I think as artists, it's our job to make the audience feel it, to make them get into it. Nobody's nobody's gonna walk into a hip hop show with their friend because they want to. They're gonna walk into a hip hop show because they're walking into a show with their friend. That's pretty much the only reason why they're gonna be there. And it's your job as an artist to get them enthralled, to get them enthusiastic, and to get them fully into your set. But I have a lot of faith, dude. I have a lot of faith in Ventura County. We have a lot of good fucking artists coming out of here. 90 Heads, Race, Astros, Capiz, Shifty Semantics, Pabble, fucking Halfwit, you, dude, fucking bunch, dude, of course, a bunch of fucking good artists that are coming out of here. I mean, I could name more, honestly, and I can. It's just that there's so many fucking people rapping nowadays. None of us are special. You're not special. I'm not special. Straight up. Everybody raps now.
Yeah,
everybody and their mama. Literally, everybody and their mama. I've seen grandmamas on the fucking internet rapping.
Oh, yeah.
And they're fucking getting their shit.
Absolutely.
It's not like we're individuals anymore. We're part of a big community. But once we're part of that community, it's our job to stand out. And I have faith in the scene here I feel like it's starting. I feel like the revolution is really starting now, but it's falling right now. But I feel like it will grow, and I have great faith that it will grow.
As do I. How do you feel about the current mainstream music in the United States of America?
I really just want to say, mainstream media, you are literally leading the future. You have no idea how many kids, how many young adults watch TV, listen to your music, hear your message, and follow it. And follow it with such fucking fire and such motivation that that's all they know. So if you are the future and if you are leading the future of America, you need to preach a good fucking message. Not fucking drugs, not money, not clothes, not about hating on people, not about making crews. You can't fucking do that. And you can't scare people. Don't do that. So I have really nothing else to say about mainstream media besides, if you're going to be the leader of America, get your shit together. Get your shit together.
Listen to the man. He knows. Would you say that there are any mainstream artists that you do enjoy?
Kendrick Lamar. Just because his style. I just like his style. Not a lot of his messages, but I feel like he mostly has a very positive message in the music that he has. Eminem is always a favorite of mine, of course. I mean, but that goes back. You know, that goes way back. I mean, when he was fighting mainstream media, and yet still a part of it.
Yes.
I mean, Danny Brown.
Danny Brown is great.
Is my level head friends always compare me to him.
That's cool.
And I really didn't like his shit. I really didn't. But then I started listening to his music, and it's real. It's raw. It talks about some real shit that he's experienced and gone through, and you can tell with how he makes his music videos.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of truth in there behind that. I mean, I can think of others, but if I hear a mainstream artist that is preaching something that I can relate to and I know will eventually help others that hear it, I can at least hop on for that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can appreciate every mainstream artist at some point or another.
Yeah.
It's just that it's the overall impression. It's the overall impression that I have from their overall work.
I can really agree with that.
Yeah,
definitely. Now, since we're on the topic of, we talked about underground artists locally that you think are coming up. You've talked about now mainstream artists. Just in general, who are your top 5 favorite artists?
First off, A$AP Rock. Big shout out to A$AP Rock.
He's great.
Fucking A.
Yeah, he is.
Fucking Jesus. No, for real though. Like, that's whenever somebody asks me who's my favorite artist, it's A$AP Rock. I really started evolving as an artist when I started listening to A$AP Rock. Like, and I'm not talking about A$AP Rocky.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But his music is good. Not all of it, but you know, a strong majority of it. A$AP Mob Live is really good. I've seen them a few times, and Jesus, man, they
go in.
That live band, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
But A$AP Rock, Idea, like fucking Idea. Idea. A$AP Rock was the one that brought me into the twisted word of fucking metaphors and similes and making your own words, and just really helped me to branch out my imagination and really helped my mind to just blossom. Not thinking, hey, that's stupid, I shouldn't say that. Instead of, I mean, like that to, hey, that's stupid, I should say that.
Yeah.
And then Idea then Idea just brought in the raw emotion.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, when I talk about him, I really feel it, because you feel his music.
Yes.
It's not music that you listen to, it's music that you feel. And I mean, Idea just sits in my heart, because I mean,
Rest in peace.
straight up, rest in peace. You can feel him. And then ODB, fucking Old Dirty Bastard. I mean, what the
Yeah.
I mean, what the Old Dirty Bastard didn't give a fuck.
No, he did not.
Not a single fuck.
No.
And he was lyrically eccentric, but also creative and idiotic and genius at the same time. I don't even know, honestly. When first off, Wu-Tang, of course.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang, woo, all day. But ODB just totally stood out to me because, like a lot of the artists that I really like, he didn't care about what society thought about him. He was who he was. He loved what he did, and he was true to it. He didn't just talk about it, and his life wasn't about it. That was him.
Yeah.
That was completely 100% him. And you don't see that often. You really don't see that often.
You don't.
But like Aesop Rock and, you know, all the other ones too. I mean, and then I mean, number 4 has to be Eminem, just because, I mean, Eminem came to me, like, that was the first hip-hop artist I ever heard. Eminem was the first hip-hop artist I ever heard. And I heard the Eminem Show.
Yeah.
And I was fucking hooked. I mean,
That was a good one.
White America.
Yeah.
White America was, I mean, that was like genius. And then 5, I mean, 5 is hard, honestly, because there's a lot of artists that I like. There's Atmosphere, Tech 9, Immortal Technique. I mean, it's not a single artist, but like Army of Pharaohs, Nonfiction, like, and then going to single Ill Bill, Necro, like, and that's going way back to when I started to get into the grimy shit.
Yeah.
Like I was slowly walking up the ladders of hip hop.
Yeah.
And the 5 is left open for every single artist that I've listened to that has changed my life in a significant way. And those are the artists I listed, along with a lot of other ones that, I mean...
All right, so let's go back a little bit more personal.
Okay.
What do you think has been your biggest struggle as an artist altogether?
I have a fluency problem. I stutter. I can't say certain words, certain letters sometimes. And I've had this ever since I was a kid. I grew up getting teased a lot. I mean, I wasn't the popular kid in elementary school, in junior high school, same thing. Elementary school, I used to get in fights all the time because I was just brutally teased. I went through a long string of depression. I was an addict for a few years to Xanax. And other things along that line. The biggest struggle for me has been the fact that I am just one of those folks where, actually, you know, I'm not actually just a folk. I'm like everybody else. Life has handed me a bunch of shit. And I think everybody's like that. I don't think that I am unlike anybody else in this world. This world constantly hands you shit. It's just how you prepare that shit. Are you gonna make a nice sandwich out of it and make it to how you like it, or are you just gonna slap that son of a bitch on a piece of bread and try to eat it and eventually vomit it up because you can't do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The biggest struggle for me has been the fact that life is how life is. And the greatest thing about that struggle, though, is that it's shown me how to get through it. And it's made me a beautiful person. And I mean, you know, I'm not happy all the time. I get sad, I get mad, I get pissed off, I walk out. I do everything that everybody else does when they get mad. I hit things. It's human, but the difference is is that I'm happy. I can switch that around and find a little positivity in it, and I can be at least happy for the moment.
Yes.
If not for a lifetime, happy for the moment and happy for the fact that I found happiness when there wasn't happiness.
That's good.
Feel me?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel
Word.
that. Do you seek a career in music, or do you do it for the love?
Shit. This is a hard question for me because I really do want to pursue a career in music. But if I can be honest with you, I'm kind of afraid I'm afraid that it'll change me.
Understandable.
I'm afraid that once I get a little glimpse of the limelight that that I'm gonna get wrapped up in it, just like a lot of other folks. But then there's a strong part of me that believes that's not gonna happen, and believes that I've worked hard for a number of years, and I know that I am a strong artist, and I know that my lyrics are good, and I know that I have something good to share with the world. So I feel like I kind of owe it to everybody and myself to become something larger than what I am. But I mean, to be honest, I'm not gonna hate my life if I'm not a musician. I love my life. I mean, I'm not gonna say where I work, but I work with at-risk youth. Right now, that's my job, and I love it. I mean, I love these kids. I love the fact that I get to walk into my job every day and know that I'm helping somebody and I'm making a change in the world. And that's why I love music so much, because I strongly feel like I'm making a change in this world, and in everybody that hears my music, and in myself. It would be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking awesome. But if it doesn't happen, I mean, I'm not going to be mad. I still love my life.
What do you feel your biggest accomplishments have been as an artist?
My biggest accomplishments as an artist. Finding myself. I think that was one of the biggest ones. Finding out what I really wanted out of music. Finding out who I wanted to be in my music. And then kind of transitioning that into my real life. And I think that's probably one of my biggest achievements, honestly, in music. And second to that, I've met some pretty great people in music, you included.
Thank you.
I've met a lot of good people in music. Shout out to Levelheads. Big shout out to Levelheads. Big shout out to Risk Empire. If you guys ever see this. Big shout out to everybody. You guys have really helped me to grow as a human, as an artist, as a man. That's honestly like the greatest achievement, is just everybody that you meet, and the person that you become.
Yeah.
I really think that's it. But I mean, along with that, I mean, shit, I've gotten a lot of free drinks.
Well, that is good. That is good.
I've gotten a lot of free drinks, a lot of free food.
You gotta love that shit. I know about that.
No, for real. And I love the free food that I get too.
All right, we are back.
Oh, we are.
And we
We're back.
had a funny ass moment outside. And we have been drinking a little bit more.
We have. Big shout out to Smith & Forge for the hard cider.
We love hard cider.
Yeah, for making some pretty good hard cider.
Good hard
Shout out to
cider.
Halfwit for not drinking Smirnoff Ice and drinking some real shit.
Thank you for bringing free drinks. Okay, so
He is 21 also, by the way.
no, the mask is hiding my 14-year-old body. Okay. So
Gap would love you.
I don't know who that is, but thank you.
Gap, like this clothing store.
Oh.
Like, get it, 14-year-old boy, 14-year-old body,
Okay.
bald face, Gap.
Okay, yeah, that place. Okay, so the next question is, if for whatever reason, whether it be just life or fucking just any kind of reason whatsoever that you can think of that would hold you back and you can't pursue a musical career, but you could still do it. You could still make music and you could still perform locally like you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you still see yourself doing that when you're 40 years old?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
No question about it. I'm going to be doing music until I fucking die.
Okay, good.
I've already told myself that I'm going to be 60, 70 years old and still doing shows.
That's cool.
And I stand strong to that. I know that 50, 60 years in the future, I'm going to still be doing shows. I don't give a fuck if it kills me.
Cool.
And as you saw last night, and everybody, and as you guys will see last night, I really am true about that. I will give my last breath on the stage. No fucks given. No fucks given.
Cool. Feral Fitzgibbons. Okay. It rhymes with no fucks given, so.
It was a good intermission. I'm just going to tell you guys that. It was a good intermission.
Yes, it was. So, on the opposite side of that, no, don't bring it back to that Homer Simpson moment again. Okay. Do you see yourself getting big? And if so,
Oh, shit.
what would you do differently than current mainstream artists?
Holy shit. Okay, so if I got big, if I think I'm going to get big, and if I do, what would I do differently than a lot of artists? For one thing, as I've heard a lot of times, it's not if I get big, it's when. I have a lot of faith in myself. I have a lot of faith in my crew. I have a lot of faith in my music. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. I got a lot of drive right now, a lot of motivation. And I found that when I get the motivation and I finally get my fucking ass into it, everything just starts rolling. I just got into music after a year hiatus from it. I already have 2 shows lined up, one that already happened, another one that's already planning on happening on the 26th in Oxnard, sponsored by Stack. You guys should look up that on Facebook.
Word up to Stack.
Word. Shout out to Stack.
Yeah.
And I had this interview, which just, popped out of randomly because you're fucking awesome and you want to start this shit up, and this is going to be awesome. This is going to be, like, fucking amazing. And what I'll do differently than a lot of mainstream artists is I probably won't be mainstream. I'm going to tell you that right now, because they're going to probably suppress me like they do a lot of awesome artists. They don't put them into the mainstream. They put them into the underground. But regardless of that, what I'm going to do differently is, I don't know, because a lot of people are doing what I'm doing. It's just that I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds confusing, but I'm not doing anything different.
No, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, like, a lot of people are doing what I'm doing. It's just that, when I go out on stage, I really do, mentally at least, promise the audience my heart and soul. And if they don't feel like they receive that, I can usually know, because I don't have a lot of folks heading up to me or like saying, "Hey, good show. Hey, man, I really liked it, blah blah blah," or shouting out across the room, "Hey, good show." I don't hear that a lot. So, like, this last show, what I'm starting to do now is I'm literally telling the crowd, if you don't get or feel like you don't get my heart and soul out on the stage, you tell me. You fucking tell me. And I promise that I will fix that for you. I can't go back in the past and fix it, but next fucking time you see me, I will give you free tickets to the next show. I will bring you to the next show so you can see me put my fucking heart and soul out on that stage, spill it out in front of you and be like, "Look at it. Love it, hate it, don't give a fuck, but there it is for you." All that I want to know is that if you see my heart and soul, and about 99% of the time, 98, I don't give a fuck, I'll fucking lower myself. 80% of the time, I see it. And the other 20%, they're either crazy or they see it the second time. So.
Well, I don't think very many people are going to be getting free tickets. So, labels.
Labels.
Obviously, there are mainstream labels. There are some independent labels. And then you could always make your own label. Do you see Levelheads making a label, or do you guys seeing yourself getting signed to one? If there was one you guys if you could get signed to any one label, what label would it be?
Well, I can't speak for the group. I really can't. I love everybody in the group equally. You guys are awesome. Capiche, Shifty, Habel. You guys are all awesome. Personally, Rhymesayers is somebody that I've always wanted. Ever since I found Aesop Rock, I've wanted to be a Rhymesayer. So Rhymesayers is a label that I would love to get signed on to. I've been asked to sign I have been asked to sign a few contracts, not necessarily on the labels, but for songs and features and stuff. And it all comes down to the main point of, do I get to write what I want to write and say what I want to say and do it the way that I want to do it? And if I don't get to do that, then I don't really care about the music, honestly, because I can get a job for that. You know what I mean? I want to do my music. I love music too much to not give my 110%, and I can't do that if somebody isn't allowing me to to put my heart and soul into it.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yeah, I absolutely feel that.
Yeah.
So would you say that you would rather go as independent and possibly form your own form of a label or business?
It's always been kind of a secret dream of mine to have a label. I have a name already. I already have a logo. I already have the paperwork actually written up for it. It's been written up for years. I've just never really, if I can be honest, I've just never really had the balls to start it. I started thinking about this label, man, when I was like 17, 18 years old. And the fact that you bring it up now really makes me think about it. Like it's kind of something that I put in the back of my mind. Really, I haven't even thought about it. But yeah, I mean, shit. Worst comes to worst, nobody fucking signs me. Yeah, I'll start my own label. Give a fuck. I'll be a fucking new Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
Because he started his own label, right?
Yep.
Rockefeller Records.
Yes.
Yeah. He started it with a few other ambassadors too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll start my own label. I mean, shit. If I have the money, if I have the time, I know that I'm gonna have a family in the future, and I know that when I have a family, I'm gonna love it, and I'm gonna wanna spend as much time as I can with it, because I know that my family worked hard, and I didn't spend a lot of moments with my father, and my mother, because they were working. So I mean, shit. Yeah, if I can. But the whole thing is, I'm not going to sacrifice a happy life for the fact that I want to be something big.
Yes.
I want to be happy.
Absolutely.
And music makes me happy. And the moment that it stops making me happy, I'm gonna stick with it, but I'm not gonna be big. I'd much rather just be small, local, and happy. Straight up.
I can agree with that.
Word.
So,
Titties.
if you could collaborate with any artist right now, just one.
LP. I'll say that again. LP.
What would you say to aspiring artists as motivation?
I stutter. I stutter, and I'm doing hip hop. From the history of famous people that have the same thing as I do, there's a lot of folks that have the same thing that I do and sing and are actors and actually are really prominent in entertainment. So if you want to do something, do it. Don't let the fact that you're scared to fail stop you, because you don't fail unless you stop doing what you love to do. And if you don't love to do it, well then shit, you learn that you don't love to do it and you didn't really fail because you had a new experience and you learned something new about yourself. The whole thing is not to take failure as failure. It's just, hey, I learned something new. I mean,
now that we're done with this interview,
we're done. Oh, shit.
yet to be named.
Yet to be named.
Yet to be named.
Yet to be
Maybe
named.
that's the interview series. Yet to be named.
Yet to be named.
Yet to be named.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Okay. So this is again Young Einstein, hip hop artist, Ventura County, specifically Camarillo.
Yes, this is Hans Young Einstein. You can call me Hans if you please. I just want to give a quick shout out to my mother, Anna Marie. Love you. You have been a driving force in my life. My father as well. Thank you. I love you. And shout out to every single person in the world that has heard my music and every single person that will hear my music. You guys are the reason why I do this. You guys are the reason why I am the person that I am. Thank you. You can follow me on SoundCloud at Einstein is for everybody. I'll be uploading new music soon. You can follow me on Facebook at Young Einstein. That's where I post up all my show information, also all my new Instagram and all that shit. You can follow me on Instagram as well at Call Me Hans. That's how it sounds, CALLMEHANS. You can follow me on Twitter at Young E What I Be. That's YUNGEWHATIB. Yes, you can follow me on all those places, get the updates on everything. And I'm a friendly guy. If you feel like you can feel my energy, hit me up on Facebook, send me a message, we'll have a beer. So, cool. Have a great life, everybody. Seriously.
Great guy.
And thank you.
Yes.
And thank you, Halfwit, for having me on the first ever episode.
Yes.
This is going to be a beautiful
And
thing.
to continue following the series, follow Halfwit on Facebook. You could also follow my music on SoundCloud and Reverb Nation. As well, follow Hesh Studios or Halfwit on YouTube to continue following this interview series. And also, if you have any inquiries about getting an interview, if you are from Santa Barbara, Ventura County, or LA County, then we can talk about getting interviews done.
And if you have any interests in having me perform at a show, you can always hit me up on my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can also hit me up on Facebook and ask me for my email as well. And we will get shit going. Like I said, I promise you nothing less than my heart and soul. So, California, America, the world, Halfwit, Young Einstein, let's get this shit going.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Broken homes make rescue decisions. All we gotta do is pop these and listen. Share our vision with pinpoint precision. Put on themselves and go on.